All right. Hey guys. Happy Monday. Thanks for tuning in to our weekly team Zoom. My name is Noelle Cruz. I'm a presidential diamond with It Works. I've been here for 8 years, you guys. And I love what we do. I love the opportunity to help people get healthy and make money every single day. And today we have a very special guest. And our Zoom is not going to be super long, you guys, because I just want to dig right in and I just want to talk to Carrie because I'm so excited for you to hear from her. You guys, Carrie Gabriel is a fellow presidential diamond. She has been in the business even longer than I have, and it's funny because we're sideline sisters under another presidential, and I've gotten to know her over the years, so it's been super fun. You guys, she is a busy mama of 6 kids, and she still has been rocking her business. So I want to introduce you to Carrie Gabriel, and I'm gonna spotlight your video if I can. Actually, start talking and see if it'll.
Okay, did it spotlight or did you find me? You may talk again. There you go. Oh,
there you
I
go.
became
Hi. Awesome. So, okay, Carrie, tell everybody who you are and where you're from and how long you've been in the business.
Okay, so my name is Carrie, and I was actually born in Oklahoma, and I have lived everywhere. I've lived in so many different places, but most recently I'm in Florida. And with this business, we could actually live anywhere, so we chose Florida. I don't know where we're going to choose next, but I have 6 children. The oldest is 15, the youngest is 3, and it's 4 girls and 2 boys. So a little bit crazy. With COVID going on, we're all kind of in different places, especially since one of my kids was in Samoa. It's an island country, and they can't leave there, so he's still there. So people are just spread out, but the ones that are here, I'm homeschooling, and we have so much fun doing that. So much fun. All these people are getting stressed out about homeschooling, and I'm like, no, we're gonna have fun. So we do workbooks and all that kind of stuff, but we go to Animal Kingdom. Do you know how much homeschooling you can do at Disney World? So we just have PE classes, the trampoline, whatever we want. And so that's what we live. And I work this business through all of that, anywhere we go.
That is amazing. Okay, so you had a tribe when you started this business, right? And I know that you've had more kids over the years because as I've known you, you've had more babies, just like myself. I started with 1 and now I have 3. But I want you to share your story. Why did you get started? Where were you living when you first got started? And what did that look like for your family? And how have you been able to successfully build your business?
Okay, so actually I lived in Texas when I started. El Paso, Texas. It's a beautiful place. It's not, but they have amazing food. It's actually a desert. And I had just moved there. We were military, so that's why I've lived in so many different places. And at the time, with me, I had a 1-year-old and a newborn. And I had just moved there. I didn't know anybody. So I went to this event, like a fall bazaar, and I was just walking around with my newborn strapped to me, my 1-year-old in a stroller. And this lady had a table set up, and she was like, hey, you come here, come over here. And I was like, oh, please stop yelling across this room at me. So I went over just so she would be quiet because I had seen what was on her table. And back then, that was 11 years ago, we really only had the wraps. So I felt targeted, honestly, because I knew I had just had 2 babies in 18 months, 17 months. But I was intrigued. So I entered to win her drawing, and I didn't win, but she followed up with me. I wrapped. I had incredible results, incredible. And I've never done any business like this. My last experience was the military. That was it. I was in the Army. And before that, I worked at a casino. So like nothing like this. Never even anything was safe, So I had no experience, and I didn't quite understand what she was doing, but something said, you need to do this. You need to do this. And I was like, do what? I was like, oh, well, whatever. So I joined, and it was $199 to join. And we didn't need money. We were very comfortable. You know, we lived in a place that didn't have a high cost of living. We had 2 incomes. We didn't actually need this, but I listened. And what I didn't realize, and maybe you're in this situation, some people join this company and they've got like this huge why. Like they're going through foreclosure. They're living on someone's couch. They're homeless. You know, they don't have enough food. They have these huge stories. And I've always been like, I don't have that. I just joined because I felt like I should. That's not a great story. But what I realized later is I was building up to when I would need it. There comes a time later in my story where this business changed everything for me. And it allowed me to get out of a situation I didn't want to be in. And I was building for that why that came later. So if you're one sitting there thinking, well, I don't know why I'm doing this either. You know, I have food. Maybe you're building it for something like that. You never know.
That is so good. Okay.
So this is funny. I signed up 6 customers my first 30 days. It was like my first 2 weeks I was doing, zero idea. And my first paycheck was about $50. I was so excited. And then my next paycheck was $50. And my next paycheck was $50. Then all of my paychecks were $50. And I had no idea what I was doing. I just kept getting these $50 paychecks. And I was like, well, cool, that's what this is. You know, we just get this little check every month. And then one day somebody came to see me, to see all of us there. There was 11 of us. And she was like, this is a business. You can work this like a business. And I'm like, I get my $50 paycheck. So she's like, you can get more. And I was like, what? So if you don't know this is a business and you can work it like a business. Back then we didn't have Zooms. We didn't have groups on Facebook. We didn't have any of that stuff. So I was very disconnected. So her telling me it was a business changed everything for me. Everything. That was in the very end of January, like very end. February, I promoted to executive. I didn't even know what executive was. I had no idea. But my $50 paychecks, insert income disclosure statement, ended up being $300. And then the next month, my check was $800. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. I don't know what I'm doing, but this is great. So what I did, and I encourage all of you guys to do this, I kept it extremely simple. And I kept it simple because I didn't know any other way. I didn't have any way to complicate things. What I did is it was wrapped back then, but you could do it with coffee, whatever. I talked about the product, and then people became distributors or loyal customers at the time. We're just finding ways to talk to more people. So if you're not signing up loyal customers and distributors, maybe you're not asking, because that's incredibly important for it. Or maybe you're not talking to enough people. So keeping it really simple, I promoted all the way up to Emerald before I realized like what I was doing. And then Emerald to Diamond to Double Diamond. And then that's kind of where my story changes, because I was complete ignorance on fire, but that can only take you so far. Only so far. And so I set a Double Diamond. Huh?
Okay,
yeah.
Let's pause for just a second. Okay, so I want to go back to something, but how many of you started where you kind of felt like Carrie did, where you were like, I don't really have like a crazy why? Guys, just drop your why in the comments. I want to know who's on here. I want to know why you started. Like, are you in that situation where you're totally dire and you're homeless and you can't pay your bills and you're about to get foreclosed on? Or are you in that situation where you're just like, yeah, I just like wanted to lose weight. That's so good. I wanted to get some free wraps. I wanted to make nail money. Like, I want to know where everybody's at, because I feel like that's so important. So many times I feel like people count themselves out because they don't have like this incredible story. Like some of, like all the other stories they hear these people that are like, I was living in the back of my truck and, and then this business saved me or whatever. But it's like, that is not always the case. And I love that, Carrie, like, your why didn't truly become a big thing until later on in the business. Like, yes, like, this is so good. Extra money to get an apartment, money for a down payment for our new house, extra money to pay off credit card debt. Just lost your job at Christmas. Oh my gosh, like, that's important, right? But just wanted to lose some weight, make some extra money while you're doing it. And so I love that. Like, you can make a little bit or you can make a lot of it, right? And we're gonna kind of get into that. But no matter what you're here for, like, it's totally your decision. Okay, so you went double diamond and you're making like really good money.
Yeah.
And like, really, guys, double diamond is where like your checks just like they just totally explode. Okay, so let's talk about that.
Okay, so by then I was living in Hawaii and we were buying a house, and our finance person, she was like looking at the stuff and she was like, what did you say you do? And I said, oh, I sell wraps. And she looked at my husband and she was like, do you know your wife makes like $60,000 a year just doing that? And he was like, I never really thought about it because it was literally all, on my phone. And it was like eye-opening. I think that's when he started realizing it when someone else pointed it out, that it really was good money, especially since we didn't have to pay for any daycare. We didn't have to do anything like that. One thing that I've always had is spousal support. So for that, I am grateful because I know a lot of people do deal with that. But I was a double diamond, still making very decent checks, especially from my phone. So no complaints there, full-time paid. But I didn't want to be a double diamond forever. I honestly thought that my tombstone was going to say double diamond because I felt incredibly stuck at double diamond. And so I started looking around and I was like, what are these people doing what are they doing that I'm not doing? And it hit me. This is so simple thing. You guys can start this today. You can change everything today. Personal development. You will never, hardly, it's very rare to see a top leader in the company that's not reading books on Audibles, listening to podcasts, like even working out, like doing self-care. You're never going to see anybody not doing that. And I won't say that I was a bad person before, because I don't think so. But because of this personal development, I was finally, I think my head was in a place that could be these higher ranks. Before, I didn't realize what I was missing. So I started doing personal development. And I heard that you should listen to something so many times that you can repeat it. Like, what's coming next. That's when you've really absorbed something. So the very first thing I did that with was Jim Rohn's How to Build Your Network Marketing Business. And I have the CD of it, but it's also on YouTube. It's free. And you can get it on Audible too. And that changed me. Yep, that's it right there. That exact CD right there.
This is gold, you guys. This is literally an hour of all of his best clips. And you can literally, it's like 55 minutes. And you can put it on replay in your car. It's the most powerful thing, and it's free on YouTube. So Jim Rohn, if you've never heard of him, there's his name.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to love his voice.
Yeah.
He's going to be like your grandpa by the end of it. But I listened to it so many times that my children were like, they were repeating it. Like, they knew what came next too. And then my husband, he was like, can we please listen to anything but Jim Rohn? Like, he didn't even ride in the car with me that much, but it was always Jim Rohn. every single place I went. You know, moms, we go places. We do not sit at home, like grocery store, dentist, doctor's appointments, school. We go places, grocery store. So all the time I'm listening to Jim Rohn, and then everything he's saying is starting to fall into place. And I think that's why you have to listen to it so many times, because each time you're going to pick up something else, and eventually you're going to pick it all up. So by me making myself better, I leveled everything up. So I know I think it is Jim Rohn who says this. If you were to put your skill level from 1 to 10, where are you? Maybe you're a 2. Okay. So if you're a 2, you're going to be recruiting in 2s, 1s, 0s, maybe some random 3s or 4s. But if you level your skills up to, say, a 5, then you've got the 5s, the 4s, the 3s, the 2s, the 1s. And then if you keep going and going, not only does your pool of people get bigger, but the caliber of people get bigger. So yeah, Jim Rohn. So that's what happened. All of a sudden, I don't know if any of you guys like shoot weapons or archery or anything, but sometimes like you have this day where you're just on it and the bullseyes look huge and you can hit everything. You just don't miss. Eventually, that's what happened, because I poured into myself so much. And I kept working the entire time. You know, I was still a double diamond. But one day, it was like everything people were asking me, I knew the answer to. Everything, all the people I was signing up, they were amazing. And then we just ran with it. And then I promoted to triple, promoted my spouse spot to triple. I promoted to presidential. And I know it was personal development. That was the key. So if it were me starting over completely, day one, I would be playing that CD. I would, because that stuff matters. And I didn't think it mattered, but it does.
I totally agree. And that was one of the things. I was just a couple months into the business, and Eric Worre, and I'll put his name in the chat as well. Eric Worre wrote a book called Becoming a Network Marketing Professional, GoPro, Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. And it's like your network marketing Bible. And my mentor had said, you need to read this book. And I got it on audio and I started listening to it in my car. And it literally teaches you how to become a network marketing professional. And you'll hear this multiple different places, that it takes 10,000 hours to become a professional at anything. So those of you who are just getting started, or you've been in the business for a year or two, like you're just scratching the surface, right? The more you do this, the closer you are becoming to becoming a professional. But in that process, it doesn't just take talking to more people and learning about the products and posting. It literally takes learning about this industry, growing your mind, like the things that Carrie's talking about, you know, becoming a better version of yourself, becoming a better leader. Even if you don't have a team to lead right now, when you do personal development and learn how to be a leader, you're preparing yourself for the team that God's going to give you, because He will bring those people into your life, but only when you're ready, right? And so it's just like, it's setting you up for success. So I totally agree, Carrie. Like, that was something that I didn't learn about until just like a couple months into the business. Thankfully, it was towards the beginning of my journey, but it will make or break you. It literally will make or break you.
And not only does it help you with your business, but it helps you personally. Like, you see things differently. You're not just looking at problems. Like, you see something and you're like, oh, let's figure out the solution to it. And things that, you know, might have upset you before, they kind of roll off of you, because you're like, okay, the universe is working for me, not against me. What am I supposed to be learning right here? You know, you just start thinking about things differently. So I always say, even if I made zero money in this company, that alone is worth everything. Just becoming the person that I am today. I do want to say, in the beginning, it seems like there's a lot of stuff to do. It truly does, especially now. When I first started, no, there wasn't, because we didn't have social media. But now, you know, we get started, we're like lives, host to post, all of that stuff. So to make it easier for yourself, and you know your capabilities, I say just make a list. Make a list of everything you want to accomplish during the day for your business. And you can use the KPI list or whatever you're focusing on. Maybe you want to work Pinterest and it's not on there, whatever it is for you. But make that list, and then every single day without fail, have the discipline to complete it. Okay, complete it. And then you're going to notice as you keep doing it, you're going to get faster at it. You're going to get better at it. That's called progressive mastery. The more you do something, the better you get, and the faster, which is very important, when you're working your business. And then you can add stuff to it. But just keep it simple. Just make a little list and just do all of that stuff.
Well, and at the end of the day, this is a people business, right? Network marketing, you guys, if we didn't have social media, is a face-to-face, relationship-to-relationship business. Now, we have social media, which accelerates our ability to have more relationships with more people. But at the end of the day, at its core, it's still a relationship business. I want to throw a 1 in the chat if you would buy something from an online business if your friend was selling it versus if it was a random ad that came across your newsfeed. I want to see the difference. I just want to see a 1 from everybody. You guys, you're going to support your friend 9 times out of 10, probably closer to 10 times out of 10, right? If your friend is selling it versus if somebody else is just putting up an ad, because 1, you trust them, right? 2, you want to support them. You want to help their family, right? Because if I can, buy a candle from a girlfriend and that's going to help feed her babies versus going to Yankee and getting something else that's, just as quality, I'm going to buy it from my girlfriend. Even if it costs a couple dollars more, I'm probably still going to do that because I want to support her. And you have to think about it like that. So however you choose to have those conversations and build those relationships is completely up to you. We obviously have a seamless system with host to post, and people are blowing up on TikTok and Reels and all these different things. But at the end of the day, it's about getting yourself in front of people and having those conversations, but taking it back to your inbox, right? Or picking up the phone and talking to them. So Carrie, what took you, so you said you were hanging out at Double Diamond for quite a while. Then you found personal development. So that obviously exploded your business to triple and presidential. And what was that shift in your life where you were just oh my gosh, I need this money? When was that? When did that happen for you?
It's kind of funny because I'm in a lot of moms groups, and they were budgeting, and I realized my budget was really different from theirs because I couldn't figure out where to put the extra money. And that's when I realized things were different, because I had never thought about it, because you're just work, and then your check gets bigger, but you're still kind of working and you're still kind of living, and something has to happen for it to snap for you. But so 2 years ago, well, it was really 3 years ago, I decided that I was going to be a single mom. So I had the capability on my own to move me, my mom, my children from Hawaii. Then we decided to go to Florida because we sat down and we made a list. This can give you guys hope, okay? We made a list, where do we want to live? So we put down the qualities. We want no snow, whatsoever, none. I was preferring no state income tax. We were just putting all these different things down, and we decided to move to Florida. And so far, so good. We like it here. But had I not put in all of that work, when I decided it was time to go, we wouldn't have been able to do that. And not only did we move, but our stuff took 3 months to get to Florida from Hawaii. 3 months, because it's across an ocean and a continent. It's really far. So we traveled the United States for 3 months. 3 months. We went to every major city in California, including, we also went to Disneyland. We went to Vegas for a week, the Grand Canyon, Sedona. Oh, that was one of my favorites. We went to Branson, of all places. We just, lots of places in New Mexico. We really like New Mexico for some reason. But whatever we wanted to do, we did. So we were running out of places to go. So I was like, guys, what's on your bucket list? And someone said Tucson. I was like, Well, let's go to Tucson. So we just drove to Tucson because we had that freedom. We had complete freedom. My paycheck did not go down during that time. I still worked consistently. If anything, it went up because people are like, where are you now? Like, they were really paying attention to it. So if you're ever feeling stuck, there really is hope. There really is. And if you're ever even at a job where you don't want to have to call in to work, if your child's sick, you don't need permission to stay home and take care of them, just this, you can do that. Even if you don't have children now, maybe that's what your why is going to be later down the road. You never know. So that was my shift.
Yeah, no, I think that's so huge. And I've been in your shoes where it was like I had to make an emergency decision, not like your shift where you were like, okay, I'm going to be a single mom, but like at the drop of the hat, I've had to like leave and go like be with dying loved ones. And I've had to like do like emergency doctor's appointments to get my kids evaluated for like different things, like just that stuff that you never know if it's going to come up. And if you had a job that you were like, okay, I can't call in because I'm going to get fired, right? Or I can't take off work to be with my kids because, I'm going to lose that paycheck. Like, this just gives you that flexibility. And I think that that's so amazing. So what are the things that you do on a daily basis to grow your business? Because as you were traveling, as you were transitioning, you were continuing to be able to grow your business. And you can obviously, like, we do this from our phone. And I know you're like me, when you go places, you meet people. Like, I was in Vegas and I literally had 2 hours in a cafe by myself, and I blitzed she wasn't even my server. I blitzed somebody who came by to offer me more coffee, and she happened to be a showgirl, and we connected on Instagram because I'm like, what else do you do? And she's like, well, I do this and I'm a showgirl. I'm like, only in Vegas would that happen, where somebody was like, I do this and I'm a showgirl. Everywhere else it's like, oh, I wait tables here and I work at Meijer. Like, that's what they say in Michigan. But in Vegas, they're showgirls, right? And so like, you're meeting people everywhere you go, but you're primarily working on social media, right? So like, talk about like, what are your non-negotiables that you do for your business every single day?
Okay, so I think I'm a little different. I don't like Instagram. I just don't like it. I don't like typing hashtags. I don't like messing with that stuff. But I did sign a loyal from there last month, so I was very proud of myself. So what I started doing, because I don't like that, and I don't like my business page either on Facebook, but I know that's important because it's actually indexed by Google. So if somebody is to Google search terms, your Facebook business page can pop up. So it is an important thing to use. So every single Sunday, I schedule all my posts for both of them for the week. And then I have my consistency done. And I just do that once a week, and I don't ever have to think about it. I check in to interact.
For your Instagram or just for your Facebook business page?
Both.
You can schedule posts on Instagram?
Yeah. Oh, Noelle. It's called the Business Suite app, and it's free. It's made by Facebook.
But if you don't have a business Instagram, can you do that?
I don't know. I think everyone should have a business Instagram because it gives you the analytics.
Oh, okay. Well, I think most of us don't. Okay, so I think most people on my team do not have a Facebook business page. I do because I'm an oldie, right? Like, and that's what we did back in the day. But I don't use it, right?
A lot of us didn't have them. I have same as you. I had it, didn't use it.
Yeah.
But I kept thinking, it kept coming back to me like Google. I sign up most of my enrollments from Google. So I am going to maximize everything that Google has. So Business Suite, that's it right there. Business Suite, it's free, made by Facebook, and you have to have a business page. So just set one up. So simple. Okay. Just set it up, and then you can use that, and you can either choose which one to go to or just send them to both. Make one post, send it to both. You could schedule it for the whole week. Mm-hmm. So it's like such a big time saver. Cool. And actually it probably takes more time because I wouldn't have posted. So, but definitely beneficial. So yeah. So I do that. And then I mostly work on Facebook. So I'm getting up my hosts to post and stuff like that. So that's the stuff that I'm doing day to day, making sure my posts are going. And I'm working on TikTok, but I'm not like TikTok famous yet, but I know it's going to come. So I'm being consistent on TikTok. But what I love about TikTok, you'll notice as I keep saying this stuff, I'm all about simplicity. So I make a TikTok, then I put it on my Facebook stories. Then I put it on my Instagram stories. Then I put it on my Instagram reels. So I do one thing and put it everywhere. And I don't even have to think about it. And it's filling that stuff up. So everything I try to do is fast because I don't want to spend my time making content. I think it's more beneficial to spend my time commenting on stuff and liking stuff and interacting and building relationships and things like that. Especially when you're homeschooling and your family's crazy and stuff like that. Mary's like, yep.
Yeah.
And then I also work on Pinterest, and I let my Pinterest game go, and it went down. So now I'm very vigilant about my Pinterest. I love Pinterest because it is a search engine that's also indexed by Google, which is a search engine. So a lot of times if you search for products and then click on the images, it's my stuff that pops up. So if you Google slimming, it works slimming gummies, you're going to see my pictures and things like that. And that's how I get a lot of loyal customers. And I get a lot of retail customers, which is surprising. I'm probably signing 7 to 10 retail customers a month. And I know that's where they're coming from.
That's amazing. So how many, and can you track where your customers enrollments are coming from?
Most of them I don't talk to. So, and they're mostly slimming gummies and some TFX and things like that. So what I'm thinking is it's all Google. Mm-hmm. And it's all because my funnel seems to start with Google and end at my website. So, that's my best guess because I guess I could reach out to them and talk to them, but it feels awkward. So I just do my normal follow-ups with them through my Connect app.
That's awesome. Well, if that was me, because I'm curious, I would reach out to them. I'd be like, how did you find me? Because I would want to know.
I am very sure it's Google.
Yeah.
It has to be. And there's also, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but there's something called Google My Business. And I just started using it. And it is crazy. You guys are the first people that I have talked to about this because I took a training class so that I could do it right. And if you do, go just search for Google My Business and it'll take you to the page for it. And there's even an app. And you can make posts on that. So you can put a picture and talk about slimming gummies with your website link. You could make as many posts as you want. And that one is also location specific. So if somebody's searching for it works in Florida, I could pop up for them. It's free.
Yeah.
And it indexes your pictures. It indexes the words that you're doing so that you can pop up on people's Google searches because people search Google for everything. Think about how many times a day you do that.
Yeah.
All the time, right? Everything that you want to know. Costco hours, everything we want to know. And if there's a product I want to try, I'm going to Google that or Google something related to it to find something. So getting yourself on Google is very important. And it's really, what's the word I'm looking for? It's called evergreen content, which is something that you do once and it just keeps going and going and going. Stuff that's indexed by Google could stay on there for years. Because I know what's there because I do my own searches. So I can see, and some people's blog posts will be 2 years old and it's still popping up on page 1 of Google. Mm-hmm. So definitely, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about that.
That is exciting. Okay. Give us a quick rundown of Pinterest. What do you do on Pinterest?
Okay. So Pinterest is actually the easiest platform to work. Okay. This is your learning curve right here. I can teach you all of it. First, you want to have a business page because you want those analytics. So make sure you just switch it from personal to business. Super simple. Okay. you want to have a good mix of content. So the best thing to do is think about your ideal client and what they want. Okay, so sit down, write out who your ideal client is, like what they're looking for. Are they planning a wedding, whatever they're doing. And then make some boards related to that content. And you can pin from anywhere on those. You guys, it's so much fun. Like you're literally pinning and it's work. So it's very cool. And you just fill up those boards. And then make your own It Works boards, and I have them categorized by product because it's easier for me. So it's like It Works Slimming Gummies, and then I put like a picture of Slimming Gummies, and then make sure you put the title, make sure you fill in the information about it, and then put your website. Pinterest will let you use your replicated website. So when they click on that picture, it goes straight to where they can purchase it for you. And that is the most important part. If you leave that website off, it's just a picture. They could click on it. It won't go anywhere. You're not going to get a sale that way. So put your website on there. Another important thing is don't pin from other It Works distributors. Okay. If you love my gummies picture, cool. Just download it and steal it, but don't repin it, because if you do, well, maybe do it, but I'm just kidding.
If you do, you can steal my stuff and send me customers.
Exactly what happens. If you repin my picture and they click on it, it goes to my website.
Well, this is the same reason why we don't share other people's content on Facebook, right? It's the same thing. And so you want to be able to create your own content. And so if I saw something really cool on Carrie's page that was like let's say it was an inspirational quote, and I was like, ooh, that really hits home with me. I'm not going to share it, because then that's bringing the influence to her. I'm going to save that picture and I'm going to repost it as my own, or I'm going to type up a little blurb that has the quote in it. Because not only that, but on Facebook, if you guys are brand new, if you have noticed with your own posts or with your friends' posts, when you share content, people don't engage with you. Very, very little, because they know that it's not an original thought from you. So in their brain, they automatically think that's not important, right? So that's why we don't share content on Facebook, not only because it takes the influence away from you, but because nobody's going to engage with that. People want to engage with originally created content, but with Pinterest, it'll lose you customers. That's kind of exciting. Not that it could lose you customers, but Pinterest is exciting.
It is. And what's really cool about Pinterest is we can post our website. It's so simple. So simple. So if you are wanting to work on Pinterest, once you get it set up, put up maybe 3 to 5 original pictures per day, and then maybe pin 20. You can pin 20 in like 30 seconds. Like, it's seriously so easy. So you could work your Pinterest efficiently in less than 5 minutes a day. You really could. It's to me the easiest platform. I don't know why people don't use it as much, but I do know the people using it, most of them are using it wrong. So these simple tips will help you.
That's huge. That's huge. I actually paid money to take a Pinterest training course back in 2014, and I took the course and it was amazing. And then I never did anything with it, because that's what I do. Apparently I just like to waste money or something.
You know what? I like to take classes too, because I like to learn stuff.
Yeah.
But then I really try to implement it. So where would you get pictures from to post on Pinterest? You can get them from anywhere. First, make them yourself. That would be awesome. But get them from Telegram, all the different Telegram groups. Get them from Facebook. Get them from any of those posting groups. Just take them from wherever you want. Take them from Pinterest. Make your description better than the other person. That's it. It's really, really easy.
Well, now I'm going to go stalk your Pinterest page and kind of.
No, because I told you I let it go to see what would happen, and it tanked.
Okay. So you guys go Carrie Gabriel on Pinterest and create your own stuff. Use her as an inspiration. That's what you want to do. When you find somebody who's good on a platform, and Carrie is obviously good on Pinterest, use her as your inspiration and create your own. Good stuff. That's such a good tip.
Yeah, and Pinterest is fun because it shows you all the views. And I know I just probably 2 weeks of working it consistently, you can probably get up to 100,000, 200,000 views. It's phenomenal.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
That's amazing. Awesome. Well, I love it. We just got so many good tips. Did you guys get so many good tips? Drop a 2 in the comments if you are loving Carrie's tips, like from Business Suite to Google My Business to Pinterest, like all the things. So good. Like, I feel like that's so good because it's new and it's stuff that we don't do, right? And sometimes when you feel stuck and you're like, I don't know what to do right now, do that. Now, if you're brand new in the business and you've been here for like a month, don't try to get into all the things, right? We're still trying to get your feet wet with like Facebook and host to post. Like that's where we want to start. But those of you who are my veterans who have been here for over a year and you're like, okay, I got to do something different. Like let's try to branch out. And you guys are super efficient with your KPI and you're getting your 10 haps up a day and you're doing all the things and you want to try something new. Like, yes, right? Yes. Let's try something new. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. Awesome. What is one last tip you can leave us with? Because you've been here for a long time. You have a successful business. You have never left for another company. You've been so consistent. You've been consistently in the top. Your business is consistently growing and you've got your kids and you're moving and you've got your life and you're just doing all the things all the time. But you make it work. And so what's something you could leave us with that, I don't know, what do you want to share?
I see people doing like fantastic, amazing things. And I was sitting here thinking like, why am I not doing like signing up 60 distributors in a month? And then I realized, I don't want to. I really like how I have it now. I really like that. You need me? Okay, I'll be right there. I really like that I get to do all the things that I like to do. I've done it before where I'm super stressed out and I'm like, I got to do this and I got to talk to this person and then blah, 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 blah. And it was like exhilarating and it was fun and it was not sustainable. The way I'm working now is totally sustainable. So don't feel like you have to go crazy and just be busy all the time. No, just be efficient and get good at one or two things. And then, she's so sorry, she's trying to take her sister away. Just get good at one or two things and then do those really, really well. Do them to the best of your abilities. You're not wearing clothes. Go.
Totally fine. I'm pretty sure all of us on here have kids. And I mean,
yeah, that one, she doesn't like to wear clothes in the house. So, but on the same level right there, that's not an guys, that's not an excuse to be lazy. Okay, if you're sitting back and you're signing up like 3 customers a month, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying find a good balance place. I know no one ever has balance, but where you're able to live your life and have a successful business. You got to get there. I saw this quote and you can't, you only say your attention is a thing of water. You can't fill up everything out of your 1 can of water. You can only fill up 1, maybe 2 things depending on how big they are. So treat your business that way. Do all the little things, but then put some emphasis, like for me, it's Google. Put some emphasis on 1, 2 things and get really, really good at it. Really good at it. I signed up, I think 30 of my customers last month. I had never talked to them ever. Okay. That was it.
that's amazing. That's amazing. And you guys, it is like, it's not, you can be a mass enroller. That's awesome. And if that's one of your goals and you're like, I want to be a mass enroller, go do it. Right. But personally for me, I'm just like, Carrie, that stresses me out. I know that my distributor limit each month is 9 and I would prefer 6. Really. I want to work with just a handful of people and teach them how to do a really good job, right? But then if you take 3 people, let's say you guys are doing your steps of success and you do 3 distributors and 6 customers in a month, and you teach those distributors to go do their steps of success, 3 distributors and 6 customers. Like, you guys, that's how you get boxed for diamond, is you just recruit a couple of people and you teach them to recruit just a couple of people and you teach them to recruit just a couple of people, right? There is your duplication. And that's what we do. And that's the power of what we have our hands on. You don't have to be an expert at this. You don't have to know a lot at all. You don't have to know anything to get started in this business. I literally remember calling my sister and being like, I don't know what this is, but it's amazing and you're going to join me. And she was like, okay. Like, okay. And I was like, no, for real, we're going to have so much fun and we're going to make money. And she was like, okay, like, for real, like, you guys just have to be excited.
I promoted to Ruby and didn't even know what a Ruby was.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, you just have to be excited and you just have to share with people and you just have to invite them to come do this with you and then teach your team how to do the same. So yeah, good. Awesome. Well, thank you for being on with us tonight, Carrie. It was so good to hear your story. We got so many great tips. I'm really excited, and we're all going to be stalking your Pinterest now, by the way.
Accountability. That's what that is.
You better get back on your game. I'm just telling you right now. All right. Well, you guys all have an amazing rest of your week, and we will see you back here next week. Bye, guys.